Hello, we are here to discuss another micromachining or nanofabrication process, namely lithography. Though very old, lithography can be considered as a trendy manufacturing technique. It is also defined as art and science of creating patterns on a substrate surface. So, a design of integrated circuit on a plate or a pretty picture on a paper. Everything is possible using lithography. From engineering point of view, we are going to discuss three types of lithography which are based on the type of light source the substrate is exposed to. First one is optical lithography, next is electron beam lithography, and third is X-ray lithography. Let's see optical lithography in detail. Optical lithography consists a visible light source or a UV light source for exposing to the substrate. Lithography is also a sequential process, so the working can be explained in number of steps. The first step of lithography is considered as substrate preparation. Substrates are usually silicon or silicon dioxide wafers. These wafers are the workpieces on which the pattern is supposed to be created. They are carefully cleaned using a robotic material handling system because human interference can lead to accumulation of body oils and fingerprints and dust particles on the surface. The cleaning is supposed to ensure good adhesion between the wafer surface and the photoresist coating, which will be applied in the later steps. Sometimes adhesive promoters are also used for this. So, what does it mean by photoresist material? They are organic polymers sensitive to the visible or UV radiations. That is, their structure changes when exposed to these radiations, and this change in structure brings out the change in properties. For example, they can get hardened while exposed to the UV or visible radiation. This property is exclusively used for creating the patterns on the substrates on which the photoresist is coating on. Additionally, they can prevent the etching action of etching agent on the material surface or metal surface in which they are coated on. So let's get back to our steps. The first step, that is substrate preparation, is done. As for the second stage, it is coating of this photoresist material on the substrate surface. So as an output, there is a wafer and there is a photoresist coating on the top of it. It is created as an uniform layer on the substrate with thickness in the range of 0.5 to 2.5 microns. And also heat and pressure are used for ensuring the good adhesion between the substrate and the photoresist coating. This photoresist coating is done using spinning method where the liquid solution of photoresist in suitable solvent is poured on a substrate surface which is mounted on rotating chuck. This chuck rotates at thousands of RPM, so due to centrifugal force we get an uniform layer of photoresist on the substrate and extra material is thrown out in the forms of droplets. As for the third step in lithography, it is pre-baking. Pre-baking removes the solvent percentage from the photoresist coating and hardens the photoresist layer. In this, the thickness of photoresist is significantly reduced. Pre-baking is done using different heating techniques, most common of them being an hot plate heating at 1000 or more degrees Celsius. For this process, the baking time is 5 to 30 minutes and the temperature range for the substrate is 60 to 100 degrees Celsius. However, sometimes pre-baking poses a problem as temperature above 70 degree can lead to damage and fractures in the photoresist. So temperature and time of pre-baking is carefully monitored. This leads us to the fourth step in lithography, which is mask preparation. This is a mask. It is nothing but the hard copy of the pattern which we want to machine on the substrate surface. It usually involves a flat plate of glass on which film of opaque material according to pattern is usually coated. Mask can be thought of like an stencil which is used for painting different patterns on particular paper. Mask is made in accordance with the type of photoresist material we are working with. There are two types. The first being positive working photoresist, in which the dark regions of the photo tool or the mask are the surface which are to be machined. And the second is negative working photoresist, that is a photo tool or a mask where the dark regions of the surface are to be protected from the etching so that the brighter regions or the white regions are used for machining. So let us take a very familiar example. If I want to engrave an virus pattern deep inside my silicon substrate and I am using a positive photoresist material, the image will look like this. So that the black part will be machined deep inside the substrate by etching. If I am using a negative photoresist material, the pattern or the mask will look like this. So that the white part of this virus will be engraved deep inside my substrate and the other part will protrude out. The next step will be alignment and exposure. Alignment is for mask. The mask is aligned with vapor very precisely, and for this precision, we usually use optical instrument for control of the alignment of mask and photoresist and vapor. Then this whole arrangement is exposed to UV radiation under the exposure procedure. Different exposure materials are followed for this. They are depicted in this illustration. There is wafer, photoresist layer and mask, also an UV light source for exposure, and a lenses in some cases or single lens for most of them. So the first exposure method is contact printing, in which mask and photoresist layer are in contact under the pressure and then it is exposed to the UV radiation. The second is proximity printing, in which there is a gap of 10 to 25 mm between the mask and the photoresist. And the third and the last is projection printing, where the high quality lens system is used for projecting image through the mask onto the photoresist coating. After the mask alignment and exposure to UV radiation, the wafer is then subjected to developing, in which the wafer is baked again to ensure the structural changes due to radiation. This is done for 20 to 30 minutes at 120 to 180 degrees Celsius temperature. Then the whole wafer and photoresist arrangement is treated with mild alkaline solution which dissolves the region of the photoresist preferentially whether they were exposed or not exposed to the UV radiation. The photoresist which dissolve leaves out the photoresist coat elsewhere which remains firm. This is a wait process and goes for fixed time. This can be considered the output of dissolving the photoresist material in alkaline solution. The next step is etching, which is quite important in the sequential procedure. The wafer with the patterned layer of photoresist is then treated with etchant. It can be a bath of etchant or can be sprayed on it. Only the metal part which is exposed to the etchant gets corroded or gets machined. The depth and dimension of the machines depends upon the reaction time. Hence, important control parameter is reaction time for which the etchant is in contact with the exposed metal. Now, as the wafer is machined to required dimension, only the part remains is removal of photoresist layer. This process is known as stripping. Stripping removes the photoresist layer and leaves behind this kind of machined wafer. There are two types of this: wet stripping, where a liquid bath of sulfuric acid or hydrogen peroxide or acetone solution is used, or dry stripping, which uses plasma with an oxygen gas for removing the photoresist material. As for the quick revision of all the process steps involved in lithography, the substrate is prepared, that is, it is thoroughly cleaned using robotic handling system. Then a coat of photoresist is applied using spinning method. Then this coat and substrate is baked for photoresist to harden and stick to the wafer. Then mask is prepared, which is hard copy of the pattern we want to machine. The mask, photoresist coat and wafer is subjected to exposure through the UV source by aligning them properly. This exposure causes particular part of the photoresist coating to harden. It is then subjected to developing with an alkaline medium. Only the part which is not exposed gets dissolved, exposing the metal substrate. Then it is subjected to etching. Etching removes the metal from only the exposed part, thus creating the required pattern. And in the last step, stripping, we remove the photoresist layer and machine surface is remain behind. For the other two techniques of lithography, that is electron beam lithography, which uses high current density electron beam as a source of exposure. The mask is not needed in this case because electron beam is directly aimed at wafer. This is a time consuming and expensive lithography but gives more resolution than optical lithography. For X-ray, we use X-ray of zero point 0.4 to 4 nanometer wavelength range. It can get more depth compared to optical lithography. The wafer is coated with X-ray resist material and mask of gold or beryllium film is used. This is also expensive compared to optical lithography. Lithography finds application mostly in semiconductor industries, that is making ICs, integrated circuits. Lithography is so significant that almost 30% of manufacturing cost of chip is involved in lithography. So lithography is a keystone to the nanotechnology revolution. That's it for lithography. Thank you for being here. Please subscribe to this channel.